welcome to our first live shopping in 2026. Yes, you heard that right. We're in 2026. Crazy, I know. Welcome one and all. Thank you so much for joining us. And I hope that you've had a great start to the year. I hope that you smoothly slid into the new year. Fun fact, in German, the very common greeting that what you're wishing for the other person to have is actually, we wish everyone a good slide into the new year. Like in German, it's guten Rutsch. So literally in German, the idea is that you slide into the new year. And I hope that you all did that with great success. I hope you're all doing well. I hope that you enjoyed the holiday season, whether you celebrate it by yourself, with colleagues, with friends, with family. I hope that you got a lovely bit of a time off and just got to relax a little bit and soak up the last bits of 2025 and the first bits of 2026. We're back! We've got a live shopping for you today. For those of you who do not know me, by the way, in case anyone is joining for the first time, my name is Louisa. I have the great honor and privilege of being the live host here at Hobbii for these live shopping episodes. I, of course, have a wonderful colleague, friend, collaborator in the studio with me. That's Matthias.
What's up?
Do you want to wish them a Happy New Year as well or something?
Happy New Year, guys. I saw you in Bingo yesterday, but Happy New Year.
True.
Happy New Year's.
True. Oh yeah, I forgot. You already kicked off the year with Bingo.
I already kicked them off, yeah.
Yeah. You were the last person to do stream, and then you're the first person. You're like just everywhere. So Matt and I are here together, and we're hoping to bring you some good cheer and of course some good deals. We've got 14 yarns selected for you today, and on those 14 yarns you can get a little extra discount. You can save 40%. I hope that I keep on keeping those numbers straight and not mixing them up, but it's 40% off on 14 yarns, and that discount is valid for 24 hours. So starting now until tomorrow around this time, you'll be able to grab that 40% off. It's only on those 14 yarns, and it is by using the discount code HAPPY40. That code applies on top of the base price of the yarn. So as you can see on our webpage, there are bulk discounts that exist. So if you want to buy 10 skeins of a yarn, you get a little bit of a reduction per skein. The Happy40 code does not stack on top of that reduction, it replaces it. So you get 40% off, but you get it starting at the first skein. So let's say you started a big project and you're just waiting to get those last 2 skeins that you're missing. You can now get them at 40% off with the code HAPPY40. If you want to receive a link to our landing page, which actually shows you all the yarns that are part of today's deal, as well as some patterns as little inspiration, you can find that linked in the video description on both Facebook and YouTube. Also linked in the chat on Facebook and YouTube. And if you're on Instagram or Facebook, any comment of Happy40 should also get you a link sent to your inbox that takes you to that page. So you can find all the yarns there, and you can find loads of inspiration there as well. If you're joining us from Sweden and Denmark, you'll be happy to know if you change the domain at the top from .com to .se or .dk, you should now be able to see the page again. It'll look a little bit different. It is a little bit more basic than the English version. I am working on fully getting it up and running, but for now, you at least have the page back. And with that, I'd say, oh no, there's more to tell you, because we're also going to have 2 giveaways today during the stream. We're giving away 2 gift cards, each of them worth $50 or the equivalent to that in your local currency. We are going to be giving away one of these gift cards in the middle of the stream and one at the very end, and I will make sure to let you know what you need to do. They're just easy peasy. You take part by commenting a certain phrase in the chat. So it's a really simple process, and I'll make sure to let you know when it is time to be active for the giveaways. So that's the final bit of the intro, I think. So we've got 14 yarns at 40% off for 24 hours. The discount code that you do want to remember for that is Happy40. If you want, you can comment that code on Facebook or Instagram. Once should be enough. It'll trigger a message sent to your inbox with a link to our landing page where you can find all the yarns in one place, and then you can also find some of the patterns that I selected to give you a little bit of inspiration on what you could make with those yarns. I don't know how many of you have already selected their first project of the year. I'd be curious to know what it is. I actually, and this is not to get really sad within the first 10 minutes of this stream, but I've decided to take a little bit of a craft break. If you remember, if you were here at the very end of last year, I said I've been thinking about maybe doing like a crafting Instagram account or something to kind of hold myself accountable more and actually finish my projects. And I was quite excited by that idea of like this creative community. And then I sort of like burnt myself out a little bit over Christmas by trying to get every gift done in time. And I got really stressed. And so as the new year arrived, I kind of decided to treat myself maybe with a little bit of kindness and a little bit more calm. And so I said I'm gonna like rest my projects for a few weeks and not start anything new, and also not force myself to finish something that I'm not like super creatively inspired by right now. So right now for my commute, I'm actually trying to finish reading the book that I started in the summer of 2025. So I'm taking a little craft break. It's not gonna be for a long time. I mean, I know myself. It's gonna be a few weeks until like my fingers won't be able to hold still, and I'm gonna be like, I want to crochet again. But yes, I'm taking a little break. We'll see. Probably by next week I'm going to be bored in a meeting, and then I'm just going to start it and, go again. But I'd be curious to know do you have any like crafting related New Year's resolutions, or do you have any like projects that you're really excited to try, or do you still have stuff to finish from the last year? Because I mean, also, the calendar is made up, right? Like we all agree, right? The calendar is just something that is made up. So the change of the year really means nothing. Not to be super existentialist here, but so if you don't have any resolutions, that's also fine. Also, if you just keep going as you've been going, that is also completely fine. So
we
just,
are kind of
no pressure.
We are kind of celebrating the birthday of the Earth.
Oh, did they date it to that?
Maybe.
And the Earth is turning what this year? We're like,
true. But the Earth makes like a little like a rotation around the sun, and then boom.
Well, yeah, but you can measure that from any point in the rotation. Like your birthday marks one full rotation of you.
But we need to have one day.
Do we though? Because also, frankly, not every country and culture on Earth follows the Gregorian calendar.
That is true.
So it was actually only New Year's for some parts of the world.
We should celebrate the Earth every day.
Yeah. Word.
Some would say.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about yarn. Let's not get too sad and not too like existentialist within like 2 minutes of this stream. We're here for some yarn. And the first few yarns I've got for you today are our fantabulous Twister and its companion Twister Solid. That's right, both Twister and Twister Solid can be purchased at 40% off right now if you use our code HAPPY40. Maria saying, isn't Happy40 supposed to be on the website to purchase yarn and get a discount? Well, yeah. When you type Happy40 in at checkout, it should give you 40% off on the 14 yarns that are part of today's selection. That is how it works. But you can also type it here in the chat once, and then it'll trigger a message sent to your inbox that has the link to the landing page so that you can find all of the yarns linked there. That's just for your convenience, so you have one place to find them. If you just spot a yarn during the stream that you really want, you can always just add it to cart straight away and just use code HAPPY40. We also don't have the landing page for every single domain, so that also is, in those cases, it's good to pay attention. Oh, did Instagram die?
Yeah, I think the stream just stopped showing up.
Oh.
For some reason.
Sorry to all of you who were watching on Instagram and then just got kicked out of the stream. Matt got kicked out of the internet earlier, and that was really stressful. We had no internet in the studio for about an hour and a half, and then luckily our fantastic IT guy Thomas came and fixed it for us.
The magician, we call
Thomas
him.
the magician, yeah. All right, so Twister and Twister Solid, I'm going to tell you a little bit about those two yarns. I'm going to start with a Twister, which is the color changing yarn. On Twister, you get a whole kilometer of yarn. That is 1,093 yards. It's a blend of 55% cotton and 45% acrylic, and it has this beautiful, gentle gradient whereby always one ply of the thread changes color at a time. So you get these really, really gentle changes from one color to the other. You have a solid color on the outside and a solid color on the inside. So the innermost and outermost colors are solid colored. Here is The blue one I was holding is color number 24, and the one I'm holding right now is color 54, just for those of you who want to look up these exact colors. This one is my personal favorite. I think it looks so pretty. A little bit of an autumnal vibe, or like sort of an Indian summer vibe. I just really, really love these colors. All of our twisters have an easy start tap. That means if you like using your kicks from the center pull on these is marked from the get-go, so for your convenience. As you can see, the thread is twisted, so you don't have to worry about these like 4 loose plies. That's for other cake yarns, but not for this one. This one is just one thread and just a gorgeous, gorgeous gradient. So that's twister. Like I said, 1,093 yards or 1 kilometer of yarn. The recommended hook or needle size for this is a 3mm to 4.5mm. And it works up gorgeously for shawls. It works up gorgeously for t-shirts and dresses and tunics and anything you want to have a really, really nice drape. Twister is an excellent choice. It is nice and soft, and it can be machine washed at medium temperature, so it's also easy to take care of. Now the other yarn we have for you today is Twister Solid. That is this smaller cake right here. Twister Solid, as you can see, as the name might suggest, is solid colored. And it is made to match Twister, and that's why I have these two here, because as you can see, if you hold these next to each other, this is color 141, is a perfect match for the innermost color of this one. Which means that if you are working with a color changing twister and you just want to add on a little bit more to your project, you can see if you can find the perfect color match in the Twister Solid range and then just add them together. Of course, you can also just use Twister Solid on its own. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous soft cake yarn as well. You can build your own gradients if you want. So this is just a really great yarn to creatively express your projects either way. But it is really nifty, and on the website there is a list, both in the Twister product description and in the Twister Solid product description. There is a list that tells you which of the colors combine together. It's not necessarily always the innermost or outermost, so we don't necessarily have a match for every single color in this, and it could be on some that you can match the third color but not the outermost, or you can match the center color but not any of the others. So it's not always a perfect match for every single shade, but for a lot of them it's a very, very long list, and they're both really, really fun for colorful projects and to really get your creativity going. Matt is showing you the full color palette we have for Twister here, and then the Twister Solid one is coming up right after. As you can see, Twister Solid is about half. It's a little bit less than half of a twister. So on a Twister Solid, you get a little bit less yardage. You get 437 yards, so 400 meters to a kilometer. So you get. Now I'm trying to do maths, which is a terrible idea. I should never try to do maths. It's not a third. I know that. It's 40%. You get 40% of a twister on a Twister Solid. I was like, well, that's not great.
I mean, it's 4/10.
Yeah, that is 40%.
Yeah, so you can say that.
Oh man.
We're not here for the math.
As most of you have probably been around for long enough to know that I am horrible at maths. I'm not good at it. It's lucky that I'm good at yarn, because, you got to be good at something. My specialty topic would be yarn. That is actually, I've thought about, like these TV shows where it's like where they have people who are like specialists or experts on just one topic, and I was like, I wonder how I would do on like if I came in with my expert subject is yarn. I feel like especially with quiz time, we would be pretty decent at that, Matt. That's something for the new year to consider. So Twister and Twister Solid, both available at 40% off right now if you use the code HAPPY40. Both of them perfect for gorgeous projects such as shawls, but also you can use it for things like tunics, t-shirts, sweaters, blouses. You can also use it for home decor. If you want to make a blanket, if you want to make a pillow cover, all of those possible with this gorgeous yarn. We actually have some patterns that I wanted to show you. So we have 3 beautiful patterns made with Twister and Twister Solid. no, actually 4. This first one I actually really loved. It's the Merry placemat and coaster. So both the placemat and the coaster we have a pattern for. They're intermediate level crochet patterns. A great idea if you're looking for a really cool sort of color changing design. If you want to work, if that's something in crochet you want to maybe challenge yourself to do some color work. It's just 2 colors, so it's fairly easy to put together or to pick out yarns for, and then you could just make this really cool set of a little placemat and coaster. So that's just called the Merry placemat and coaster. Both patterns are available for free on our website, and they're both for crocheters that want to try out some new stuff, or I mean, if you're already an expert, that's going to be an easy peasy project for you. This next one is another expert level one. This is another crochet pattern. This is the Hooked on You scarf, which is this really cool scarf that I just love because, again, the design has a lot of possibility. Once you've kind of hacked the how to spell different letters, you can just create this really cool scarf that just has writing on it in this really cool color changing design. So this is the Hooked on You scarf, and it spells out hooked, but
you could make it
hooked on you, but
say other things.
You could make it say other things.
Like what?
I'm now trying to think of if the pattern actually gives you every letter or if it just gives you hooked on you, and then you can just only make versions of that.
And a new type of Wordle.
And it's a new type of Wordle. Matt and I have been very consistently over the holidays still doing Wordle. Like I'll still send him my score every day, and we'll commiserate over some of the words.
Yep.
Like I think the last one we did together in person was like the week before Christmas. I mean, that's not a spoiler because that's not today's Wordle, so I don't think any of you will mind. But for those of you who also play Wordle, Myrrh. I'm sorry, but myrrh was diabolical. Myrrh was the second worst word of 2025. The worst was geese. Geese was the one that had Matt and I. We were like, we're going to write to Mr. Wordle and complain. Like 3 E's? Are you kidding?
Yeah,
like,
that's crazy.
But we got it. We both got myrrh and we got geese. So
and today's we won't spoil it, but it's also
today's is also a tough one. We thought
tough one, yeah.
Now, I briefly forgot what today's word was, and then I remembered yesterday's, and anyway, yeah, it's been a day. But you got it in 4 today.
In 4?
I got it in 5.
Luckily.
Yeah. Ida is asking if the code is supposed to be working in Sweden as well. Yes, it is. If it's not, then I made a mistake when setting it up.
We'll check.
Matt is checking on that. I'll show you another beautiful pattern in the meantime. This one is for Twister, and it also shows the color change very beautifully. This is the Cascade Shawl. So this is another crochet pattern, and it shows the drape of it very nicely, and it shows, yes, code is working for Sweden.
Looks good.
I mean, it was just a question, so,
yeah,
but better safe than sorry. This is the Cascade Shawl, a gorgeous Twister shawl with this beautiful color change and a lovely drape. So those are just some ideas that you could make with Twister or Twister Solid. The first 2 yarns that we have for you in today's live selection. From there, we're sticking with the cake. We're sticking with the beautiful colors. Kathy's saying everyone agrees. Myrrh. Like, what a word to put in Wordle. Like, we've had in-depth discussions over whether or not we consider Y to be a vowel or a consonant. Let's not get into that too hard. I love that. I'm like, it's the first live of the year. I have a lot of things to talk about that are not yarn related. It's been a while. It's been 2 weeks since I've been on camera. I have a lot saved up.
But in Danish it is always.
Yeah, because Danes always pronounce it as Y, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and in German it's like you have words like Yacht, which is the German word for yacht and stuff, where it's a J sound. So I wouldn't consider it a vowel. I would consider it a consonant that can just sometimes sound like a vowel. So, having a word like myrrh, where it's the only vowel in that case.
Very difficult.
Very difficult. Very diabolical. I gave up on connections at some point because I was just too bad at it. It's just
it's soul crushing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like games that make me feel stupid.
I get you.
But you know what won't make you feel stupid? Beautiful yarn. That's the only reason you should have yarn in your life. Yarn will never make you feel stupid. Nice. Yarn will never yarn will never look at you and be like, what do you mean Mer was a hard word to figure out? Universe XL. If you ever wanted to hold the entire universe in your hand, well, you can. This is a 100% acrylic yarn with a polyester glitter thread wrapped around it. As you can see, it's a single ply. So you have this really lovely bouncy texture of the acrylic, and then you have the polyester wrapped around it. What is super nice about this is if you are someone who is sensitive to the kind of friction you get from like these glitter threads, because the material is so bouncy, it sinks in really nicely. So as you work it up, it actually kind of disappears. Not 1000%, but to the point where most people that I have spoken to have reported that you can't really feel it. So if you're worried about it being a little irritating on the skin, this is a glitter yarn that minimizes that effect as much as possible. Also, the color changes are absolutely gorgeous. The color changes are so beautiful and soft. You get stripes with this, but you get this really, really gentle change and just a lot of really vibrant and bright colors. The glitter thread changes color. Well, it doesn't change color. It stays the same throughout the skein, but depending on what the kind of base color or base coloring of the yarn is, you may end up with this kind of orange gold. You may end up with this kind of just plain gold or blue glitter or beautiful dark purple. So it's always matched to the vibe of the colors. So that is Universe XL, which gives you 220 meters or 240 yards of yarn. It's a lightweight yarn with a recommended hook or needle size of a 5 to 6 millimeters. Light meaning DK or light worsted. It is machine washable at low temperature, so also easy to take care of, and very, very suitable for anything you want to bring both gorgeous color and gorgeous sparkle to. It's great for clothing and accessories. You can use it for things, again, like a beautiful blanket, a beautiful shawl, and more. So that's Universe XL, which has a lot of colors discontinued. I'm not sure if they're going to get replaced or not. So if any of your favorites are amongst the ones that are discontinued, it's maybe now a great time to stock up on it. It is just so pretty, and many of you love working with it, and so I have selected some projects that I want to show you to also maybe inspire you a little bit, starting with this gorgeous, gorgeous blanket by Joyce, and then these super cute headbands and beanies, also something that's a fairly easy project, or like a nice beginner-friendly project if you just want to try out one of them, like if you just want to get one and try it out. A little headband and beanie combo, can never go wrong with that. Another gorgeous sweater by Joyce. This is like this has little kitties on the bottom.
Yes,
it's just so cute. And then finally this hood by Courtney, also really, really cool project, and also showcases beautifully these different projects, what the color change of Universe XL looks like.
Melissa also wrote that she also made D&D bags.
Dice bags. Oh, that is, it's lovely for those kinds of, I mean, look, does this not make you think of going on like a mythical adventure?
It does. It does.
Right? I got a new set of dice for Christmas.
Ooh.
They're very pretty. They have like little dried sunflowers in them, like little dried flowers. Very happy. And they have really sharp edges. I don't know, like you can't relate because you play computer games, but I was like briefly like, there's nothing nicer in my, like I love my dice with really sharp edges. I like them with really sharp edges. I like when they're kind of a little bit heavy. Like I like when they make a good thunk when you roll them.
Why can't I relate to that? Because that sounds great.
Yeah, but do you own any dice sets? Not yet.
Not yet.
Your birthday is coming up.
Maybe you're influencing me actually, because it sounds pretty nice.
Yeah. Alrighty, so that's Universe XL. That is the third yarn of the night. We have more coming up. The next yarn we have at 40% off as well is Friends Wool. We also have our Friends Extra Fine Merino XL as part of today's selection. Sadly, we don't have the XL in the studio because I forgot my skeins at home and forgot to check with our product department whether I could steal some of their samples. So we only have the regular Extra Fine Merino in the studio. The XL is just slightly bigger. It's not even twice as thick. It's just a little bit. It's about one needle size up from this. So I'll show you the regular one, but that's what it is. Lisa is asking if we're posting whips again. I have not made an update in the group, and I apologize for that because that is on me. It's sort of toward the end of the year, time kind of ran away from me, and then I decided to just, make it January Louisa's problem, and now it is January. And then this week I felt like I had to focus on preparing for this particular stream, so I'll make a little post in the group about how we're going to continue the giveaways, because I have some really cool ideas, but as with many things, I pushed too much toward the end of the year and then suddenly realized, well, now I have a week off and what am I going to do? So don't worry, the group giveaways are not going away. I will make a little update about that soon. For now, for today's live stream, we'll do 2 giveaways, both live during the stream from the chat for everyone that is present right now. But yes, also please do keep using the group just for your amusement, and I will go back to posting and then also making sure that I keep you updated on how to participate on live giveaways on our Facebook group. For those of you who don't know, we have a Facebook group that is called the Hobbii Live Streaming Community, and you can join there and hang out with us. And I tried being quite active in there for a while, and then as work got more intense toward the end of the year, so I kind of became a little bit less available there, and then kind of faded it out for a bit, but we're coming back to it. We're coming back to it, guys.
We'll come back. Yeah.
Past you betrayed you, says Marissa. Yes, past me has a habit of doing that, though. It's like I have an accountability issue. It's Yeah. It is what it is at this point.
Now it's the end of January.
Yeah, Jax, that is exactly it. It's now February Louisa's problem, honestly. I need to stop doing this. I need to... Yeah. I am... No. Nah. Let's talk about friends yarn. Because you know what gets you through tough times?
Yarn?
Oh, I was going to say your friends.
Both?
Matt and I were both like, we don't have any friends. No, that's not true. Friends.
Friends.
So, for those of you, Walter's asking, how often do you accept people trying to join the group? I used to do it daily. I have not done it this year. I will do it tomorrow. So, normally I do it on, every work day. Every day that I work, I usually go into the group once to accept new applications. But it's been a while because, today's also only my second work day of the year. So,
You only have 2 work days this year?
So far.
Okay, so far.
Yeah.
Not the entire year.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's my second work day. It's my second and last work day of the year. This is how I announce that. No.
I'll take a break. No, but we're ready, Louisa. We're here and we have friends.
We have friends with us.
What's going on here?
So this is Friends wool. This is 100% wool. And it is part of our Friends line of yarns. For those of you who've been around for a long time, you'll know what this means, but it just means that all of our yarns that are called Friends are truly friends in every sense of the word. The idea of our Friends yarns is that the entire yarn palette is built on the same number system. So color, this is 55. Color 55 is going to be this beautiful rose shade on every single yarn that is called Friends. We don't have every yarn in every single color, but a lot of them we do have quite a good selection. So actually I'm holding color 55 and I just saw that that is either sold out or no longer available. We'll find out at the end. I've got 110 here, 109. Which we also... Right? It says 110 on the... It says 109 on the label.
Oh,
it's sold out.
It is.
They're both sold out. So
no.
they're just currently sold out. They are still part of the Friends line. Okay, good.
And now
what was this? What was this in response to?
It was just that.
Oh.
I think about the friends. Like if you don't have friends,
you don't have friends, you can. Don't do that.
Amber is a little scared.
No. It's not. That was a joke. It's not my last day, guys. That was a joke. It's just because I said it's my second work day of the year. To which Matt went, wait, you only have 2 work days this year. And I was like, well, imagine if that's how I announced it. No, guys. No, I would never. I would not do that to you. I would not leave you like this. Like...
Leave them with me as well, that's just...
I could not do that to you.
No.
Leave you in the hands of Matthias? I think not. But you know what I would leave you in the hands of? Your good friends. I saw the question of, is this itchy? I would say for a 100% pure wool yarn, I would consider this to be on the softer side. However, do bear in mind that it is a 100% wool yarn and it is not a merino yarn. So it does have that slightly coarser, slightly rougher surface that you would expect a wool yarn to have. It does have that classic woolly feeling. Also means it's going to keep you super, super warm and cozy. It's a great yarn to work up for winter and fall projects, for anything that you want to have good insulation. This Friends wool can also be felted, so it's amazing for things like slippers or other little felted projects, bags, hats, etc., little decorations. It is a medium or Aran worsted yarn. Recommended hook or needle size is a 4.5 to 5.5, and we do recommend that if you do not want to felt it, you hand wash it to preserve it as best as possible. Also make sure you use a nice wool detergent so that it doesn't, felt up, so it doesn't lose its beautiful warmth and softness. And yeah, it's 109 yards, 100 meters on one of these skeins. That's Friends wool, so it's regular schmegular wool. We do have a lovely Friends extra fine merino XL for you today as well. So this is if you're very sensitive but you still want to use a 100% wool yarn. I would always encourage you to opt for merino yarn. Merino is the softest of all wool fibers. That is because the individual fiber has the smallest size or width, and therefore you have less friction on the skin, and therefore you have less irritation or less risk of irritation. Friends Extra Fine Merino XL is the slightly thicker, so the XL version of our Friends Extra Fine Merino. Like I said, we don't have the XL in the studio, so I'm showing you the regular, the Extra Fine Merino XL. Matt, can you please go on the close up? Matt was like looking through the bingo prizes from yesterday to help one of you with a question. But this is the regular. The XL is about one needle size up from this, so it is only very slightly thicker. You get 120 yards on one of the skeins with a recommended hook or needle size of 4 to 5 millimeter, and this yarn can be machine washed at low to medium temperature, so it's also easy to take care of. Super lovely, soft, and just really fun to work with, and part of the same color family as the Friends wool. So if you're looking for something that's maybe a little bit more rustic, warm, feltable, and a little bit thicker, you could opt for the Friends wool. If you're very sensitive, I would recommend you opt for the Friends Extra Fine Merino for a nice thinner yarn. Yes.
There it is.
Yeah.
It's available.
And it is available, and it's all the same colors. So it's also really cool if you want to match up, different projects. So let's say you want to make some felted slippers, Extra Fine Merino, just use Friends wool, but then you want to make mittens that match those slippers, or you want to make a shawl that matches those slippers. Boom, Extra Fine Merino XL. Go for it. Both of those yarns are part of today's deal, so both of them you can get at 40% off today if you use the code HAPPY40. That code, as I said in the beginning, does apply on the base price of the yarn, so it replaces the bulk discount, and it cannot be combined with any other order level or product level discounts, so it's just on the one. Holly is saying, merino wool is great for so many things. I agree. It's the yarn that I work with the most, or I have been working with the most in recent times, I think, has been merino. Well, actually, the last project I finished was in Highland wool, but it is the one I gravitate to the most. I tend to, just buy stock up when it's on sale and grab some for myself. It's lovely. I love making hats with this because I've never had anyone complain about the Extra Fine Merino, the Friends Merinos, when it comes to hats, for instance, even people who are quite sensitive. One thing I like to do is, especially for something like a crocheted hat, I've started now doubling up the threads to make them a little bit thicker if I want that like slightly more chunky feel, because I also feel like my crochet hats quite often stretch out a little bit over time and I don't want them to become too holy. I think that's a general problem with crocheted hats, not just with mine, but yeah, this is the one. Wool is the one that shrinks, says Maria. If it's not super wash treated, that is a risk with wool. A lot of times heat and friction will both make wool shrink in. That's why if you want to make sure that it doesn't, cold washing, hand washing, very, very little friction is definitely advised. The opposite can also happen, honestly, where you wash your project and you're super, super careful, and then when they're wet, you pull on them, and then suddenly they expand because, of course, the weight will pull on them. So either way, always make sure you follow the care instructions. Always make sure you dry your garments laying down, and yeah. But yeah, in general, wool is the one that shrinks. Like, wool is the one that you know from either lived experience or from like movies of someone throws it in the wash, it's an adult size, it comes out a children's size. So yes, that is wool. Alrighty, do you want me to put that in there? But then you're gonna have to dig.
All good, all good. Okay. I dig. That's what I do. I'm a miner, you know? Not in the other sense.
Because the children yearn for the mines.
I yearn for the mines.
Matt yearns for the mines. Oh, right. Debbie's asking, what did I make out of Highland wool? I made a kerchief scarf. So I used actually this exact shade of Highland wool in combination with Diablo Wild Print, which is a big, big favorite yarn of mine as well. It turned out super nice. The only thing that I'm a little bit sad about, I touched upon this earlier, right? Kind of burning myself out with my Christmas presents toward the end of the year. I actually ended up finishing that kerchief on Christmas Day in front of the person that it was a gift for, because I just needed to do the last, like, 5 decreases or something. Like, I needed to do the last 15 rows of the project, but I felt so bad. I was like, so it's lovely to see you, and your present is almost ready, and yeah, so it was a little bit wasn't my proudest moment. But that's what I made out of Highland wool, and I can highly recommend it, and I will talk about it in just a second. I actually only have one yarn kind of in line before it, and it is our rainbow bamboo that I'm going to talk about first. So rainbow bamboo is this yarn, which we in the studio still have the old rainbow bamboo, so it looks like this. However, if you order rainbow bamboo today, you are very, very likely going to get it in skeins that look like this. I need to remember which side to point to. I'm back to not knowing where to point. So don't be, confused by it looking like this in the studio and then looking like this on the website. We, over the course of the last year, revamped quite a lot of our skeins, also a lot of the labels. And of course, these are slowly phasing out and slowly phasing in. And that means in the studio, we still have the old ones. We're going to, at some point, reorganize our yarn stash. And as part of that, make sure that we have all the beautiful, nice new skeins here.
But it is the same yarn.
It is the same yarn. It is the same gorgeous, soft quality. And this is a great yarn that I love recommending to people who maybe are looking for sort of cotton alternative, in the sense that you maybe want something that is a bit flowier or drapier than cotton, because cotton can be a little bit stiffer. But you're, for instance, very sensitive to animal fiber, so you're still wanting to stay away from that, and you would like an alternative to acrylic. This is made out of 60% bamboo-based viscose and 40% cotton. Viscose is an artificial fiber, but it is an artificial fiber made based on natural and sustainable base materials. It's made from cellulose, so it's made from wood cellulose. Basically, you take bamboo, you break it down to the very, very, very basic cellulose level, and then it goes through chemical processes and gets turned into fiber. So it's still an artificial fiber, it's still man-made, but it has a lot of really lovely properties. It is very, very nice and soft. It feels, especially in the summer, I love viscose clothing because it makes me feel kind of cool on the skin. Bamboo is also an excellent material because it's a very strong fiber, very durable. Sorry. I think I inhaled some fibers.
Yeah, yarn fluff in here, yeah. I mean, it happens.
And yeah, so it's a lovely alternative if you're looking for something really nice and drapey, really nice and flowy, and really nice and soft on the skin. This is a fine or sport weight yarn with a recommended hook or needle size of a 3.5 to 4.5 millimeter, and it has I think this one shows it the nicest, very light sort of sheen on the surface. That is again quite classic for viscose-based yarns. They have that, it's not quite as strong as it would be with a mercerized yarn, but it has that very, very light sheen on the surface of the yarn. So it's just very, very nice and soft, very, very nice and smooth on the surface. And I love these kinds of yarns. I love using them for both things like tops and clothing, but I think they're also great for things like little makeup pads or little washcloths. I saw someone earlier saying that they're looking into making some like dishcloths and washcloths this year. I think especially if you're making something that should go on someone's face, this is an excellent choice for that. Also for baby clothing, because it's just really, really nice and soft. It can be machine washed at medium temperature, so it's easy to take care of, and you get 273 yards or 250 meters on one of these skeins. They look different now, but they're the same, and this is Rainbow Bamboo. So Rainbow Bamboo today, 40% off if you use our code HAPPY40. That was the next yarn, and now from there we're moving on to the next two, and those two are two big favorites, and also the one that I already kind of touched upon. So we've got Highland wool. Highland wool is made from 100% Peruvian Highland wool, hence the name. It is a gorgeous lightweight yarn that is a DK or light worsted, and you have a recommended hook or needle size of a 4 to 5 millimeter, and these gorgeous, gorgeous colors. There's a very slight sort of melange to them, so they're slightly mottled, and just have this really, really beautiful, very natural look to them. This is the color that I used for my Christmas kerchief shawl project, which I'm also a little bit bummed about because I had posted about it in the Facebook group. I will, of course, ask the recipient if she could maybe send me a photo afterwards, because I finished it in front of her and then gifted it to her. That also means I didn't take a photo of it after I finished it. And so, you know, that also happens. But this is Highland wool. It's 191 yards of this beautiful yarn, and the the little slip over that I'm wearing, or little vest that I'm wearing, is made from Highland wool. It is super nice and cozy. This is called the Pascal unisex slip over. We're going to show you the pictures from the website in just a second, but I was wearing, I was looking for it earlier, and I figured, we've talked about before how the studio gets very, very warm, but I figured because it's sleeveless and I'm only wearing this underneath, I could make it work for the show, and so far so good. But it is a absolutely beautiful yarn. So this is Highland wool, 100% Peruvian Highland wool. In terms of softness, I would rate it around the same as I would the Friends wool. I was actually very, very pleasantly surprised by it as I was working it up. I initially was a little bit worried about turning it into something that sits on the neck, but I will say on my neck, I could rub it along there, no problem, many, many times. So really, really nice wool yarn. Again, if you know you're very sensitive, that's a different story, but if you're not, then I would highly, highly, highly recommend you check this yarn out. Matt is showing you the color palette for it right here. So as you can see, a lot of beautiful neutral shades and then a lot of different colors. A lot of them have that slightly mottled color quality to them. So with that slight sort of natural rustic tinge, and
new label?
And a new label, yeah. All of our labels are getting updated now. I'm gonna, I think for the quiz, gonna start doing a lot more can you guess the label again now that more and more of them are out. I had to always be really careful because I had gotten a lot of them sent to me ahead of time, and then I had to make sure for the quiz that I wasn't releasing something that hadn't already. I mean, it's been a while since I've done, well, I know, actually for the German quiz I did it not that long ago. Barb's is saying Highland wool leads my brain straight to Scotland instead of Peru. I know, I've said this before as well, but I mean, yeah, the Peru also does have highlands. Quite, I mean,
some would say highlands.
Some would say that most of Peru is quite high.
Yeah.
In the lands. It's like, it's quite crazy if you're, again, I don't know why I'm on a tangent again. I've never been to South America. One of my best friends has been to Machu Picchu, and she and her friend, they both were like really sick, but they also didn't have a lot of time. And it's like if you take the train up, like you notice the difference in height. Like, and she was like, oh yeah, no, that took us out. And then they decided, despite already struggling with being quite high up in the mountains and not having had a lot of time to acclimatize, to also save money by walking to Machu Picchu instead of taking the bus. So
did you know that their football team, Peru's football team, they purposefully have a stadium very high up, so other teams coming to Peru, they have a harder time playing football?
I know that's one of the problems in Ecuador as well. Like teams coming to Ecuador really struggle, because I think does Peru or Ecuador, one of them has like the highest football stadium in the world.
I don't know which one.
Like the most elevated football stadium in the world. Really cool stuff. But yeah, I get it. I think Highland wool is, you would think, yeah, Scottish Highlands, but also Peruvian Highlands, which is where this yarn is from. And you can make gorgeous projects out of it, such as the Pascal unisex slipover, which is being modeled by yours truly right here, right now. I don't know which size it is I'm wearing. I would guess it is a large or extra large. It's probably the extra large, actually, which I love because I love an oversized fit. So I really like this. If this ever disappears from the studio, do not look in my closet, because it probably will be there. I did also put out some other patterns. This one is the La Spiga cowl and hat pattern. So both the cowl and hat are intermediate level knit patterns that you can download for free. They are reversible with this really cool design on either side. So a lovely project if you want to challenge yourself to do some color work and work on a reversible project. It's called La Spiga, Laspiga, and this one is the Pascal unisex slipover pattern. I have linked all of those patterns, by the way, that I'm showing you today, and many more, on the landing page. So if you've already gotten a link sent to your inbox with the link to that landing page, you will find the patterns linked there for your convenience. But you can also always find them linked under the yarn. So if you go check out Highland Wool on the webpage, you scroll down, you will actually find these beautiful patterns linked there. Oh, a lot of people are talking about Outlander. It's been a while since we talked about Outlander on the chat. But yeah, because of the Scottish Highlands. That makes sense. But we're actually not moving anywhere closer to Scotland. We are, in fact, staying in Peru, because the next yarn I have for you is alpaca silk. So you've heard of the Peruvian Highlands, but you know what else they've got in Peru? They've got alpacas. And I'll pack in my bag and take you on a little journey right there. Alpaca silk is a gorgeous blend of 70% alpaca and 30% silk, as its name might suggest. It is Jaya's absolute favorite yarn. So if you've been around for a long time, you will remember that anytime this yarn comes on, Jaya can talk at length about her love for it. It is beautifully soft. It is just absolutely beautifully soft, feels so luxurious, and comes in, again, really lovely colors with that slight mottled effect on a lot of them, and just this very beautiful sheen from the silk. It's a super fine or fingering weight yarn with a recommended hooker needle size of a 3.5 to 4.5 millimeters, and it is 181 yards on one skein. We do recommend that you hand wash this yarn so that it stays soft and brilliant and beautifully colored forever. Jaya would disagree with me on that one, but I'm just telling you what the producer says, and also what I would say, because I am scared. And it is just so nice. Do men wear cowls? Asks Victoria. Matt, as a man, can you weigh in?
You know what? Actually, I mean, okay, you can tell me. Is this a cowl?
I would say that's a cowl.
Here, this is what I wear daily. Here it is, over here. Boom, boom, boom.
I can also get out of the way. I think that is.
If that's a cowl, then yes, we do.
Yeah.
And we love it.
Because he's a runner as well, so, like, you know, needs to keep his neck nice and warm. This is when Matt goes to rob a bank. No, this is when you go to rob a bank. I mean, like, if it's a little bit further down, it's just for running. If it's even further down, it's...
Yeah, I'm Arthur Morgan, whenever it's up here. If you played the game, of course.
I did not.
Red Dead Redemption.
I know,
Okay,
but I did not
okay.
play Red Dead Redemption. It's also one that Jaya recommended, right? At some point we were talking about it. Yeah.
It's the best-selling game of all time, I think.
Ah.
Or one of them, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, because there are multiple, right? There's Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not dream that. I still haven't played Baldur's Gate. I bought it a year ago, guys. It's been more than a year now since my fateful, sad realization that my computer does not support Baldur's Gate after I bought it.
Your PC should support you by playing it.
Well, I should also support my friggin' PC by buying a new SSD card. That's the only thing that's stopping me, is that my SSD isn't big enough.
And you should.
Yeah, it should. I also still need to. I need to update my entire. I need to buy. I need a new processor. I need new everything.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I can keep is probably I can keep a couple of things. I can keep the graphics card because that's pretty new. But I need to update so much because I still can't do the Windows upgrade either.
And you would have to do it yourself as well, right?
Or get someone to do it for me, but right. I want to do it myself. That's the problem.
You can do it.
Yeah, thanks.
You can do it.
I don't believe that, but Anyway, let's not talk about these things. Let's talk about Alpaca Silk and how beautiful it is. Matt's going to show you the colors. It is like I said, gorgeous, luxurious feeling yarn. It is so soft and just absolute pleasure to work with. If you're worried about something being scratchy with this yarn, you do not have to worry about it being scratchy. It is just I'm at a loss for words to tell you how beautifully soft it is. And it's 40% off right now if you use the code HAPPY40. This, along with the other 13 yarns in our selection, is 40% off. For 24 hours, that is 23 hours now because I've been talking for about an hour. That was our middle of the road. So this was the B is saying I should have updated the PC a few months back because the prices for components have tripled before Christmas. Yeah, I noticed. It's part of the reason. It's a long story.
There are people who say you could stream it via GeForce Now. And you can stream it, you can play it online, basically.
So I don't have to download it.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Just get a new computer and be done with it. I don't want to. I'm very proud of the fact that I have a home-built computer. I've made that part of my personality. So, also I like the fact that I can change, I changed out the graphics card a year ago, a little over a year ago at this point. I like that I can upgrade individual components as I see fit. And I'm not bound to someone having built the whole thing. I like the modular thing. I just, the problem is I didn't build my computer, someone else did it for me, so now I need help too.
You aren't alone because my PC can't upgrade the new Windows.
Yeah, mine
because
can't either.
I think my motherboard is too old.
Yeah. Well, for me, I even double checked, I meet all the specs for Windows 11.
Same.
I'm just, Windows released the list of processors that they've just chosen to support the upgrade, and mine's just not on it, even though it meets all the requirements. And I'm like, well, that was a choice.
Yeah.
Reddit told me to just do it anyway, and I was like, I'm not.
You?
Apparently, there was if you go on Reddit, you'll find a lot of instructions for how you can essentially jailbreak it. But I was like,
I don't know.
I don't know. I could also just get a new processor and a new motherboard and everything. Okay, let's not talk about that anymore. Let's talk about fun things like giveaways, because we've reached the first giveaway of the night. We're giving away a gift card worth $50 or equivalent in your currency. If you are watching us on Facebook or YouTube right now, you can now participate in the giveaway. All you have to do for that is type #giveaway in the chat. So just as it is written up here, #giveaway in the chat now. You've got 2 minutes. It's enough to only do it once. It'll only count one entry, so don't stress about typing it 50 times. Once is enough, and you can now join our giveaway and hopefully scream in excitement in about 1 minute and 40 seconds about the $50 gift card that you won. Denise is like, focus! I'm trying, okay? It's been a while. I said to Matt, we're going to keep it really nice and tight. We're going to do an hour, and we're going to, make it fast-paced and fun. And I hope that this is at least fun for you. So I hope that we're achieving that. We're not doing fast-paced, but,
Sometimes we need to have a talk show.
Sometimes a girl's just got a podcast, listen. I love having a captive audience, apparently. I now understand all the podcast bros. I understand why they do it. I understand. I am now also a podcast bro. Like, you know, just a girl with a mic and a camera and a dream.
It's like 400 people hanging out.
Yeah. Being forced to listen to me drone on about, like, everything that I failed to accomplish in 2025, including updating my computer so I could play Baldur's Gate.
But that's why we're here.
I'm letting myself down. That is why we're here.
That is why
we're here for community, for the love of crafting, and the love of other things, which also sometimes comes up.
But the worst part actually is to replace your motherboard. Like, that's the worst part. Yeah,
because then you have to essentially
redo it all.
Yeah. But it's also great because I want to learn how to do it. So that's also one of the holdups, because my brother-in-law built my computer like 8 years ago at this point. And then another friend 2 years ago helped me with the graphics card. And so I have people in my life that are very knowledgeable about it and that can help me with it. The problem is that they've also offered to do it for me. I've just said, well, actually, I would love to do it with you because I would like to learn how to do it. So that's been the main holdup. And then also having to buy the components. That's the other part of it, is that those cost money. So, you know. And let's see, who is our first winner of the year? It is Deanne Dore Stichter. Don't know if I should pronounce that German or not, but Deanne, congratulations! You are our first giveaway winner of the year! Not just of the stream, not just of the day, of 2026. Deanne, congratulations! You will receive a gift card worth $50 or equivalent to that in your currency. Please, 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 Deanne, send us an email to live@hobbii.com and do include which domain it is that you usually shop on so that we can make sure that your gift card is set up in the correct currency and for the correct market. Deanne, congrats! Winner number 1 will have a second giveaway for another $50 gift card at the end of the stream after I'm done talking about these 7 yarns, and I will talk about these 7 yarns and nothing else from here on out. We've got a few more lovely, lovely favorites here for you. We have, first, starting off, Silly Socks. Silly Socks is much like I am a silly goose today. These are silly socks.
Silly geese.
As we are silly geese together. Silly would also work. Would also be a very annoying Wordle word. 2 days ago was Philly, which also wasn't great. It took me a while, at least, to get that. Silly Socks, as the name might suggest, is a sock yarn. It is a 75% wool, 25% polyamide blend. Polyamide is there to give that little bit of extra durability to the yarn, that little bit of extra elasticity, so that when you have socks that you wear a lot, 1, they don't get wider and wider and wider and slide down your ankles, and 2, as you're walking on them, you don't just walk through the material as fast. So just to add that durability in a little bit, polyamide is added. So it's a 75-25 blend. It is a surprise sock weight yarn. Who would have thunk that for a sock yarn you would actually have a sock weight? And it comes in these absolutely gorgeous and fun colors. Silly Socks is made to be just a fun pop of color to your feet or other body parts, because do not think that you can only turn this into socks. You could make clothing out of this. A fun, funky little vest could be really cute. A scarf, a headband, a hat, a beanie. There is no difference between a hat and a beanie, really. Or other funky and fun accessories. You could also make nice blankets out of this, pillow covers, etc. So don't think, oh, it's a sock yarn, I can only make socks out of it. No, you can make whatever you want out of this beautiful yarn. It is, of course, super well suited for socks, and if you are making a pair of socks, one of these skeins is gonna run you 437 yards, and it should be enough for roughly a size 8 pair of socks.
Is it 40 European?
It's 40 European. So roughly a size 8 pair of socks. 8.5. Size 8.5. And then if you have bigger feet, like me, I'm a US size 10, then you will want to just grab a second skein and then just make really short socks. I guess that could also work. So that's our beautiful silly socks. It is just delightful, silly, fun, and colorful, and a joy to work with for any cozy projects. It's 40% off if you use our code HAPPY40, which is still valid for 23 hours now, because I've talked so much about things that are not yarn. So with that in mind, let's move on to the next one straight away, because I have more color and more fun for you. I really tried with this first selection. One, I tried to add as many sort of favorites as I knew that people have, but I also tried to be really almost kind of forcing it with the kind of upbeat color. I was like, no, let's do some more bright and colorful yarns. Let's do, something that's like really going to cheer people up. So we also have Horizon here for you. Horizon is made out of 100% acrylic. It's 601 yards on one of these cakes, and this gives you really blocky stripes. So where you'll remember Universe had those really soft color changes, we have Carnival coming up later, which also has these really soft colors sort of melting into each other. Here you don't get that. Here you just get one color stops, the next one begins. So you get a very clear break for a really cool striped look. This is a lightweight yarn, or a light light worsted yarn.
Would you like some more water?
Yes, I would love some more water. Thanks, Matt. Light worsted or yarn with a recommended hook or needle size of a 4 to 5 millimeter. This is machine washable at low to medium temperature, and it is a 100% acrylic yarn with a really nice smooth surface. I'm kind of trying to show it to you here a little bit, but as it catches the light, you may notice that it's just a really smooth surface and then really bright colors. Again, it's not mercerized, but it does have a sort of surface texture and look that is a little bit reminiscent of a mercerized cotton yarn as well, with how it is kind of sealed in. The colors are super bright and fun, and 601 yards gets you quite far in a project as well, so you can work it up for really anything you set your mind to. But it's great for things like a blanket. You want a blanket, you want a stripy or color changing blanket, or if you're working from the center, something that has really cool sort of granny color changes. This is an awesome yarn to choose for projects like that if you don't love having to weave in ends every time you change color. You want to make a hexagon cardigan, this yarn is excellent for that. You want to make a cute, any cute kind of striped homeware accessory decoration, boom, grab yourself some Horizon and crack on. Like, it's delightful, colorful, very beautiful and bright, and just a perfect choice for all you color lovers out there. Matt's pulling up the color palette. Color 6 is the one if you hate color. Every other one is super nice and bright or has like these really beautiful, and then color 6 is black and white, which also looks really cool because it can give you a really cool dramatic look. So I really love Horizon. I saw someone was asking for, I think, a solid version, and then Jack's already answered that Kind Feather is probably the closest to it. I would say so too. Both have that really nice, similar, super soft, smooth surface. So that's something that they have in common, and I think that works well together for them. So that was Horizon, and if you want to see actually what you can make out of this, I have a few more examples because I, again, used your projects that you uploaded into the user gallery to give you a little bit more inspiration. So starting with this absolutely stunning blanket. Yeah, it is incredible. You can also see, yeah, it's a lighthouse, but you can also see how wide it is because how thin the stripes of the Horizon are.
Yeah.
So it's like
so
a
cool.
really big blanket as well. Marianne, in case you're watching, absolute kudos, fantastic. I know she did include in the caption where the design is from. I just don't remember what it is, but I wanted to just show you some different projects that showcase also what it looks like if you work from the center versus if you work in rows. Some different projects that you could make in Horizon. It is so nice.
I think that's a ghost. Like the ghost is holding it up. Very cool.
And of course, because I did say hexagon cardigan, I wanted to include one as an example. That's this one made by Alexandria. So you can see, right? You get like almost perfect color changes, almost one row to a color, and you have, well, you do have some ends to weave in, because of course one isn't going to make an entire hexagon cardigan, but you're going to have so much fewer ends to weave in if you just use a yarn that's already striped compared to just coming up with all the different stripes yourself. So that's Horizon. It's 40% off today with our code HAPPY40, and it is an absolute colorful delight. And sticking with the bright and colorful and delightful, the next yarn I have for you, Carnival, is equally beautiful and bright and fun and funky. There's a few differences here. One, this one is a lot looser in how it is spun. It's a single plied yarn, and as you can see, it's a lot bouncier, kind of similar to what Universe XL was like that I showed you earlier, in that you don't have the thread super twisted. If I hold Horizon up next to it, you'll be able to see it very clearly. Carnival, also a very, very shiny surface, also has that really beautiful, kind of very shiny and colorful look. And the color changes, where on Horizon they were very blocky one to the next. Here you can see they melt into each other gorgeously. So here you're also going to get stripes, but you are going to get much softer changes between the different colors, and it's going to have a lot more of that blended kind of look. Sort of if you're at a carnival and you have astigmatism and you take the glasses off and everything just melts into each other. I had a lot of fun with that at Christmas. If you've ever wondered, could Christmas become any more magical? If you have astigmatism, take your glasses off. It is going to be instantly magical.
I didn't know you had that.
It's very light, but it's enough that if I'm driving at night, I'll have a problem if I'm not wearing my glasses, because I'm just like, everything's blurry. Lights are everywhere. But very beautiful for Christmas lights. Carnival, it's also made from 100% acrylic, so a great option for those of you who may be sensitive to wool or other animal fibers. And it is a light worsted yarn with a recommended hook or needle size of 4 to 5 millimeter, and it can be machine washed at low to medium temperature. So again, easy to take care of, gorgeous, gorgeous colors, and great option for those of you who want to bring like that little bit of extra fun and funkiness. Bring a little carnival to every occasion. We do have a few more gorgeous examples of what it looks like used up, especially also to show you what the color changes look like. So here are some projects that you guys have made and uploaded. So there we've got Vic, who made this gorgeous, gorgeous cardigan, followed by Ronja, who made a super cute scarf. And then, I will be honest, the scarf is gorgeous. I included it for the cat.
I mean, the cat looks a little bit like half happy, not very
That's
happy.
just what cats look like, man.
Yeah, okay, fair.
And then Dora with this beautiful feather scarf.
It's so cool.
It looks so cool. Again, I've said this a lot over the years, but I'm a huge fan of any time people use any of the color changing yarns, any of the gradient yarns, any of the striped yarns in combination with a solid color. I just think there is something about it that just, it's so pleasing to my eye and just so pretty. And here we have this gorgeous little scarf by Sydney as well.
It's like wearing flowers.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like the texture of it just also looks so lovely, of just this little pop of interest. Go into the gallery and tell Sydney how much you love her projects. Like, that's the beautiful thing. That's why I love including pictures from the website as well, because of course there is a chance that you might be watching this and I'm showing your project, but also I just really, really am constantly awed by the creativity that is just there in the community, and also just the positivity, because there's so much support as well and so much love. So thank you to all of you for being a part of that. That was Carnival, and we have three yarns left for today's selection. This next one is actually a big favorite of mine, and one that I took so many skeins of this home with me for Christmas because I thought I was going to make so many more scarves on the way. I didn't make a single scarf on the way. I didn't even manage to finish the one that was a Christmas present. So, but this is a big favorite in my house and a lovely yarn. It's the third Friends yarn that I have for you today, and this is our Friends Cotton Silk. It is, as the name suggests, a cotton and silk blend. It's 77% cotton, 23% silk, and it is a beautiful yarn to work up if you want to make something like a little scarf that is maybe more of a spring to summertime accessory, or something that you might wear, you know, while you're at the office. So not necessarily to keep you super warm, but just to keep you super stylish. I've made quite a few scarves out of this yarn and I really love it. As you can see here, it has, on some colors more pronounced than on others, a little bit of that two-toned quality to it, and that's just because the cotton and the silk take the dye slightly differently. And this is something, again, that I love about the Friends yarns, because while they're all made to be one color palette that matches perfectly, of course that's not always going to be the case, because different materials will react differently with a dye bath, and so every single Friends yarn is going to have a little bit of variation due to that. And then on the Friends Cotton Silk, you can actually see it just even within the same yarn, just because the silk in this case is sort of wrapped around the cotton, and there you can just see that they take the dye slightly differently, so you get this really lovely two-tone effect. On some of them it's way less pronounced than on others, but I just think it's a really lovely effect. And they're still so close to each other that it's not, you're not going to look at it and think like, oh, what happened here? It's just a little bit of that kind of two-tone effect. This is a light worsted or DK weight yarn. You get 130 yards on one of these skeins with a recommended hook or needle size of 4 to 5 millimeters. I love crocheting this up with a 5.5 actually, but that's just because I like it being a little bit looser and airier, and it is so lovely and soft on the skin. The colors are really cute. There's a lot of pastels there, but also a lot of really cool pops of color, and it's just a joy to work with. Tracy saying, I loved it. I just finished a cardigan with the yarn, and Marjorie saying, it is lovely and so soft. And Marianne is saying, I love the effect that it gives on the cotton silk. I'm glad you agree, because it's one of my, there's a lot of things I love about this yarn, but that is one of the things that I think makes it really cool, is just as this little, because, you know, like, there's just something about this that I find really pleasing. And it's cool because it illustrates the point that I like making about the Friends yarn line, about different materials and dye baths, etc. So it's also great for that. It's great for me to be able to nerd out, which I absolutely love. So that is our Friends Cotton Silk, and I do actually have a pattern I wanted to show you, and we have the pattern here in the studio. It is this beautiful intermediate level knit pattern. Matt, do you want to model it real quick?
Well, because you're already wearing...
Yeah, except you're now wearing it inside out. I was holding it.
No way.
Matt is going to now show you the opal cardigan, which is this beautiful intermediate level knit pattern. Isn't that gorgeous?
It feels a little bit oversized, maybe.
Yeah, it is. But
it's a little bit.
Maybe fix the collar a little bit.
Listen, I don't know how to wear this. You know, I mean, here we go, folks. Let's. Is this XL? Or
it actually suits you really well, I think.
What can I say?
If you were a cardigan guy,
give me the money. I feel a little bit like I'm a mafia guy, you know, like I have a very weighty.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
This is, I believe, the size 9 or 10. So this is one of the largest sizes that the cardigan is that we have the cardigan in, or maybe an 8 actually. But it is it's one of the larger sizes. We used to have a tag that said which size it was, but we don't anymore. But yeah, that's the opal cardigan. Opal as in the gemstone. I can give you a quick look at the stitches right here, so you just get a little idea of what the Friends Cotton Silk looks like when worked up.
He's drowning in it, they say.
Well, yeah, it is oversized.
A little bit.
And you're also you're like very skinny, so like you're a runner, so you have that like build.
Just that like a stick
Amanda
figure.
saying, "Work it."
Work it. Let's go.
Another supermodel.
As
You're
I
a
said
great
before
model.
the stream, Louisa. You know, like
I'm not going to repeat what else you said. Well, actually, what I said before the stream as well. Anyways, I do have another pattern to show you, and this is a beginner-friendly crochet pattern. This is the beautiful confetti glass shawl. A super cute shawl pattern. Love that it's beginner-friendly. Love the colors of this particular design. And it's available for free on the website if you want to start the year with a lovely little shawl project. This one might be the one for you. That's the confetti glass shawl made in our Friends Cotton Silk. Karen is asking, is it prone to pilling? And that is one thing that I encountered with this, which is that while I was working with it, I found quite a lot of fluff. After I had cold water, washed it, and then blocked it, I never had issues with it again. So from my experience, as I was working with it, I found that the cotton did kind of lose a little bit of fluff as I was going. But then the second I was done and had done kind of the first wash, I guess that took care of it in my case. So from my experience, once you're done with it and it has gone through the first sort of washing and drying, it's completely fine. I have predominantly made scarves out of this. I don't think I've made anything that wasn't a scarf out of this yarn so far. So I can only firsthand give you experience for that.
They're calling me a skinny legend.
Skinny legend.
That's like a blast from the past. You know, that was very used like 10 years ago, maybe.
Yeah?
I think.
So for me, it's like a Trixie Mattel thing, but I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know.
That's the context that like it pops in into my brain. But Shantae, you stay, Matt, says Erica.
What does that mean?
Oh, that's a Drag Race thing. It's a like.
Oh, that's like one of the catchphrases that are like.
Well, yeah, it's like at the end. It's like you have the last, like when it's like down to who's going home.
Right.
And then at the very end, it's like Shantae, you stay, and Sashay away. Yeah, you should get on RuPaul's Drag Race. I think you would really enjoy it.
I have seen some of it.
I think you would really enjoy it.
I like the humor of it. I mean, they're so sarcastic.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah, I think you would like genuinely. I think it'd be like that you'd really enjoy it.
How many seasons are there? That's a lot of seasons.
Well, do you just want RuPaul's Drag Race? Do you want RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars? Do you want All Stars All Winners? Do you want RuPaul's Drag Race Canada, UK, Sweden, Germany?
Well,
whichever other countries also have their own spin-off of Drag Race at this point. There's a lot of them. And then they have multiple seasons as well.
I don't think we have a Danish version.
No, there was a Swedish version. They only did one season. It was very entertaining. I really loved it. It was so fun because it was fundamentally so Swedish. Like on the older US versions, on the like really really old ones like if you think of like the first few seasons, they were still being given drinks as they were working. So a lot of it gets really messy, but also like the production, like there was so many like iconic like fights that people got into and stuff. And then the Swedish version was so like, it was so like straight in comparison to that, because it was so like but it was, yeah, like they were very Nordic and like, yeah, I don't think she looked that great, but I can tell she did a lot of effort and it was nice. And then the other person was like, yeah, she looks fantastic. It's great. Like, it was very, like, they're all very professional as well. But anyway.
Where's the drama? We need drama.
I mean, there's still some drama, but the drama was like, yeah, I didn't get the part I wanted. But I loved. Yeah, there's now 6 seasons of Drag Race Canada, or at least 6, because Jodie's watching season 6 right now. Yeah, they've done a lot of spin-offs.
That's a lot.
I will say I'm not up to date with the seasons either. I don't remember what the last one was that I watched, like as it came out. I don't know, but there's a lot. And we're on a tangent again, guys. You need to stop doing this. I have 2 more yarns to talk to you about.
We have a podcast, Louisa.
Yeah, I guess we do.
I guess we do. We have 2 more yarns.
It's a live podcast. It's like, oh man. Like, this is the Louisa and Matt talk about anything but yarn.
I could talk about the next season of World of Warcraft.
You could.
I think many people would.
I'll just stand here and hold yarn while you do that. Matt, this next minute, tell us about the new season of World of Warcraft.
No, let's go to part of it.
There's gonna be like, we're gonna lose so many viewers. Guys, there's a giveaway coming up. Stay for the giveaway, if not for anything else.
And also for the yarn, look at that. Beautiful yarn.
We've got Portobello. That's the second to last yarn. We have 2 more yarns that I want to talk to you about briefly. So Portobello is this gorgeous, gorgeous yarn. It's a blend of 60% cotton, 28% acrylic, and 12% wool. This yarn is made up of an acrylic tube that you see there. No, a cotton tube. I don't know why I flipped those around, but a cotton tube that is cream colored on all of the colors. So even on the black, as you can see here, I need to hold this a bit steadier so that you don't get dizzy watching this. On this sort of cream colored cotton tube, and then you have a blend of acrylic and wool fibers blown into that. So every color is going to have the light shining through a little bit, and as the colors get lighter, as you can see here on the orange already, that effect obviously gets a little less pronounced due to the lower contrast. But on the darker colors, it gives this really, really cool effect. This is a medium weight yarn, or an Aran or worsted weight yarn. You are, yes, that is what it is. You're going to get 130 yards on one of these skeins with a recommended hook or needle size of 4 to 5 millimeter. We do recommend that you hand wash this yarn, and it is very well suited for anything from like sort of outer layers of clothing. You can also make some really cool projects that have a little bit of structure to them with this. You could make bags or baskets out of this. You could make homeware decor. Again, there's loads of different options. I do love that because the mesh tube is made from cotton, if you work this up really, really, really tightly, it is going to give you that very sort of good kind of sturdy structure that you get from cotton. But if you work it up looser, it's still going to be nice and flowier for things like clothing. It does have a kind of fairly woolly feel on the surface. This is one of these yarns that to me in my head is kind of giving me, you can tell I am chronically online because of the words I would use to describe these things. This is giving dark academia is what I would say. Like, this to me is like what a lovely, like a sweater vest should be made out of, worn by like a really cool professor. But don't let my description, like, please don't be turned off by it. First of all, like, if this looks like something you would enjoy and you're not into the dark academia vibe, ignore what I said. I just think that's what this makes me think of. This makes me think of like a really cool sweater vest worn by a really cool professor in like a cozy murder mystery.
Hey, I think that's a selling point, honestly.
Am I selling it to you guys?
That's cool.
But there's loads of other gorgeous things that you can make. Michelle saying, why am I on a delay? I'm about 6 minutes behind. I'm already seeing a winner that Louisa hasn't announced yet. If you're just now seeing a winner, you are more than 6 minutes behind. But maybe just try reloading your stream, Michelle.
And she might not see this in time before the giveaway.
I hope she will.
Hopefully.
Jenny's asking, is Portobello nice for a scarf? And there I would say, yes. I think, with my experience of working with it thus far, if you want it to be really nice and flowy, just be very, very mindful of your gauge, very, very mindful of your tension, very mindful of the hook or needle size that you're working with. Because like I said, in my experience, especially with the cotton tube, it does get a little more solid, a little bit more structured quicker. So if you want this to be a really nice flowy scarf, maybe just make sure that you work with a slightly looser tension, and then it's going to be super, super nice. And I do think that it has a slightly rougher surface. So again, if you're someone who's very, very sensitive, because the wool fibers in this are loose, right? They are still loose and sticking out. That means there is a slightly higher potential for friction on the skin, which can lead to irritation if you're sensitive. So I would say this is definitely something you could make a lovely scarf out of, a lovely hat out of, lovely other accessories out of. To me, it isn't the softest option out there or the most loose and flowy option. So take that as a little, little tip from me.
Yeah.
From your friendly neighborhood yarn
podcaster.
Podcaster. that talks about everything but yarn. I am so sorry, guys. It's the first one of the year. I promise we're going to get back in the swing of things. I promise it's going to get bigger, better again.
Bigger, better.
Bigger, better.
Crafting acrylic.
Exactly. And for speaking of bigger and better, these beautiful, cute little skeins are going to make you very, very happy. But if you're looking for a lot of bang for your buck and a lot of... Jody is also saying, I find it itchy on my neck. So thank you for that as a little extra. Because I always feel so like bad for, I'm the worst person to ask this because I just, like, I'm very lucky. I can wear, like, pure Icelandic wool on my neck and I'm fine. So I always feel like whenever I say this is super, super soft, I always think to me, who is just blessed in that way. And Victoria saying Portobello has not irritated me. It's a soft yarn podcaster.
You have now become the podcaster.
I'm now, well, no, that's Jaya actually. And I know she's working hard on like cool stuff for Skein and Tell. So final yarn, bigger, better, craftier. It's crafting acrylic. It's the final yarn of the night, guys. This is a 100% acrylic yarn that I just accidentally ripped the label on. It is 380 yards of acrylic on a skein. It's a nice and juicy and thick one. This is a worsted or Aran weight yarn, so perfect for those of you who want to get going and craft quick and easy with a nice sort of color palette that covers all your basics. Recommended hook or needle size is around 5 to 6 millimeter, and it is machine washable. This is truly made with crafters in mind. This is made for any kind of slightly chunkier project, whether it be something like a blanket, if you want to make an entire set of cushions, if you want to make sweaters, if you want to make plushies, anything you want to make out of a nice Aran weight acrylic. Crafting acrylic is here for you. There, you see, it is fairly basic yarn to cover all your basic crafting needs. So it's an excellent starting point as well if you are a beginner and if you want to just slowly get into it. Matt's going to show you the color palette in a second. And there you can see it. So it covers all your basic crafting needs in one lovely chunky skein. It is nice and soft and nice and versatile. As you can see, it's a nicely twisted thread, not as shiny as Horizon is, not as smooth on the surface, but still very nice and soft, and just a really nice yarn weight, I think, especially if you're a beginner and you're just trying to get into your first project, or if you're working on something bigger. I personally am a big fan of anything that's kind of a 4.5 and up hook size, so I'm always a really big fan of yarns like that. So that's crafting acrylic. It is the final yarn of the night. As with all the yarns I showed you today, they're 40% off right now if you use the discount code HAPPY40. If you have already commented HAPPY40 on our chat on Facebook or Instagram, you will have gotten a link to your inbox that has the link to our landing page. On YouTube, you can find it linked in the chat and in the video description. On Facebook, it is also in the chat and in the video description. So you can find it there and check out all the selection, all the patterns. There's more patterns that I didn't show today. I selected a few more for different yarns. So if you want to get inspired, maybe find your next project, your first project of 2026, now's the time to check those out and maybe find something new to try out. So with that, it's time for our second giveaway of the night. So it's very important that if you are not sure if you're live, maybe refresh the feed one time real quick to make sure that you are watching this video live right now, because you once again will have 2 minutes to comment our secret code word to participate on our second giveaway of the night. This is again a giveaway for a $50 gift card or equivalent to that value in your local currency. And to participate, please type hashtag Hobbii Live in the chat, spelled the way it is spelled up here. So hashtag and then Hobbii Live, just as it is written up here in the chat now. You've got 1 minute and 50 seconds left.
Of the podcast.
Of this podcast episode. Oh, super cool thing happened over Christmas.
Oh, yes.
Well, this is actually a story about how I am a very bad daughter, but in, I think, November, end of November, my mom sent me a link to a German public broadcasting webpage, and was like, "Oh, look at that! Isn't that cool?" And I saw the headline of it, which was like, eBay is starting live shopping. The new trend from Asia has come to Germany. And so I was like, oh, cool. It's a like radio, like a 10-minute little radio snippet about live shopping and about the concept of live shopping. And so I was like, oh, that's cool. That's interesting. I'll check that out. And then completely forgot about it, of course. Only for my mom at Christmas to bring it up and say like, hey, weren't you so excited about the radio thing? And I was like, what? And she was like, did you not listen to the thing I sent you? And I was like, no. They used our audio, so they actually talked about me on the radio. So it was actually, so this is German radio, of course, so they were talking about the German live shopping, but they were talking about how it's this new phenomenon that's been really popular across the world and is becoming more and more popular in Germany, and how, and then they said, and we have one example of what that would sound like, taken from the Hobbii live shopping stream. And then it's just my voice going like, hello everyone, I have 3 yarns for you today, let's talk about tea time. And it's just a snippet, it's just a few seconds, but they heard it on the radio. Well, not my parents, but my grandpa's wife heard it on the radio, and then was like, hey everyone, Louisa was on the radio, isn't that cool? And yeah, so that's cool, right? That's cool. Like, I was very, very briefly, not by name or anything, they just mentioned Hobbii, but I was on German radio. Isn't that really, that's something?
Yeah.
And they talked about how, yeah, we're doing live shopping and how that's becoming more and more popular across Germany. So that's really fun. But yeah, now we're finding our second and final winner for today. Who's gonna be? It's Edith! Edith Martin Smith. Congratulations, Edith! You are winner number dos today. You can look forward to getting your gift cards worth $50 or equivalent in your currency. Please, Edith Martin Smith, send us an email to live@hobbii.com, and we're going to go through that inbox at the end of the week, send out the gift card, and please do include which country it is that you are in so we can make sure that you can use your gift card. Edith, congrats, and thank you to all of you for participating. I hope you had a lovely start to the year. I know this was a little bit of a rough one just because we got sidetracked so often. But that's fine. It'll only get better from here on out.
And you might also hear this on a radio show near you.
And who knows? Who knows? Maybe. It's like German public broadcasting. So I don't know what the US equivalent of that would be. Like maybe like NPR or something. Like, but it was really cool. Like they were just like, yeah, here's an example of what that sounds like, and then it's just me, and I was like, ah.
Whoa.
But I also felt really bad because my mom sent it to me, like, I think in November. And I said, oh, cool, I'll check it out. And then I just never did until she brought it up again at Christmas. But yeah, very exciting. And thank you all for tuning in today. I hope you've had a good start to the year. Do remember that Happy 40 is valid until tomorrow, around the time that we started the stream, so for 23 and a half hours from now. You can save 40% on the 14 yarns that are in today's selection, and that goes on the base price of the yarn and replaces the bulk discount. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that I'll see you again next week, and I do hope that you join Matthias on Thursday for this year's first Trivia Thursday quiz time extravaganza, where he is going to quiz you on fun things, fun yarn facts and yarn adjacent facts. And then, PBS would be the equivalent. But they were disbanded today.
Whoa.
Oof. That is, that's horrific.
PBS makes they make very good shows. Like yeah. on YouTube as well. They have so many great. Yeah. That's sad.
Huh. Well, what a note to end this on. Have a great rest of your day. Tune in on Thursday to join Matt for our Trivia Thursday quiz time. And I will see you again next week with new offers, new fun, less tangents, more yarn. And yeah, welcome to 2026. Thanks for being a part of it. See you very soon. Bye. Bye.